Welcome all to the Seth Rhodes Show. Glad to be with you today on this 1,000 videos or bust cycle I'm on. Marathon, really. So, I don't think I said this. Maybe I did. Maybe I said that in yesterday's video. Basically, I was getting excited about uploading 100 plus videos. And then I realized that there's about 2 of them I was like deeply proud of. Well, not even deeply proud, just even proud. Like, I liked the way I spoke, I liked my cadence, I liked the content. It was all right. So we're batting about what, two for 100. So, but on the other hand, I realized that to get videos I was really proud of, it would probably take more like 1,000 videos, 1,000 attempts. And think about the 10,000 hours concept. Maybe it's hogwash, maybe it is. Maybe you don't have to put 10,000 hours in to be really good at something. Well, let's just say you do. It means that there's only so many things you're going to be able to do to the level that's going to be good enough to get what you want out of it. And I guess, man, I'm getting in the weeds right away. Kind of goes back to what's your level of success and what's your why. And life coaches and all kinds of motivational speakers and motivational messages center around what is your why. And I get why more and more as I get older. Knowing the why behind your effort makes the effort feel different. And I want to postulate that it makes your effort pay better, which is something I've never really thought of, and this is not what I have in my notes. It's just kind of cool. It's just an epiphany that hit me while I was recording, is that the why behind your effort may change the outcome. Wow, that's powerful. If true, that's powerful. I'm gonna mull it over. Tell me in the comments. At this point, I just wanted to say thanks again for following this channel, commenting and liking videos, and offering constructive feedback. I'll have the guts to read it eventually. That was a joke, by the way. I'll read your comments right away, and I'll probably react really well to the positive ones and really struggle with the negative ones because I'm human. But I appreciate them nonetheless. Any interaction is good for the channel, which is therefore part of my mission, which is to grow the channel, to impact people and be a positive influence in people's lives. So the only way I'm going to do that is by doing it more iterations back to the 1,000 videos, and I will be greatly encouraged to do that if people are reacting. And even constructive feedback, in fact, it's the best you're going to get, really, right? What's the difference between a teacher who tells you did a great job and gives you an easy A, or the teacher who gives you a B- and says you can do better, and then you end up meeting with them and having this heart-to-heart where you're like, you're right, I can do better. Next time you're going to see a difference. And then you put in the effort, the extra thinking, the extra, I guess it's back to the why. You have a deeper why. All of a sudden, you are partnering with this energy. I'm not going to get too out there, but let's make it as out there as it needs to be, right? You're going to partner with this energy that someone else offered you an opinion. It's their opinion that you can do better. And you're partnering with that with the same belief, and all of a sudden you've got some synergy there. Not to make too much of it now, but that is a kind of a leveraged why. Ooh, I like that. So back to what I really want to talk to. We're going to flow into this. And that's another thing. The reason I'm shooting 1,000 videos now, in the back of my head, I'm like, that's my new target. First it was 100, and I thought, while I was doing that, I thought I might do a couple hundred, and I'd see channels that have like 1,000 videos. I'm like, those guys are like me, but they're interesting. Like, they have a reason for posting 1,000. I don't. Like, I'll probably get to where I like my videos before then, which was what I'm about to talk about, is this expectation that life is going to be easy. And what are the benefits of that? How are you affected when you go into something thinking it's going to be easy versus thinking it's going to be hard, and how that relates to your overall view of life? And should life be hard? Should it be easy? And then what is your experience? How do how do you wrestle with that experience and go forward? So gonna get a little meta here. Hope I didn't lose too many of you with my grappling with the very things that we're going to be using to grapple the ideas with. Meta thought. Why do we think the way we do? So it might take me 1,000 and that's all right, but this is my expectation, that instead of it being good enough after a few hundred, I'm thinking now it's going to be good enough probably around 1,000, and if not, I'll keep going. My topic, is life easy, and is something going to be easy, is a mindset I want to explore a little bit here. So we'll just get right into the 1,000 videos analogy. It's like, if I think that 1,000 videos is going to be hard, I'm not going to do it, right? Because there's something else where my why is more leveraged, and I'm going to do that instead because I'm synergistically believing that it's going to turn out better. I'm going to allocate effort into that thing or that relationship or that exchange. If I think 1,000 videos is out of reach, I'm not going to do it. If I think it's hard and the payoff is low, I'm not going to do it. I'm just too human. I'm too weak. I'm very few people have enough time to pour a daily ritual amount of energy. Let's say it differently. It's too much energy to pour into a daily ritual for something that you just can't feel any tangible reward for at the outset. You need more. You have to have this leverage why. You have to think, I can do this, and that I can do this is kind of back to the easy. And maybe that's the part of me that I want to change. I can do this might be, it's extremely hard and I can do this, and I embrace that. But I'm not sure that's the way humans are wired. I'm not even sure that's the goal. And I'm gonna set that thought aside and go into thinking things are easy. I've been exploring that lately, especially at work. If I think, and I owe the uneducated economist, check out his YouTube. He's awesome. He is also from Oregon. He's on the east side. I'd like to meet that guy. It would be a real honor. But his topic is economics, and his unique position as an expert in lumber, in the lumber industry. And he has helped a lot of people navigate lumber prices, and that's kind of his rise to fame. Here's a plug for you, Simon. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the efforts and hard work that you put in to make your channel. It's really, really encouraged me. So I'm going to credit this idea to you, and that's the expectation that things are easy. And I think he would attribute it to just kind of the winning mindset that a lot of wealthy people employ. And the corollary is that a lot of poor people are poor because of their beliefs, and one of them being, this is my take, one of them being is that they think life's going to be hard. And I also credit that to him. He just sewn it together a little differently, maybe quite a bit better, but that's my take. One of those beliefs, not the only one, maybe not even the most causal factor, but they believe that life is going to be hard. And it is. You can kind of get in this circular logic of, well, life is poor. They're poor because their life is hard, and because their life is hard, they're poor. Therefore, But let's pull out of that circular reasoning and just consider that if you believe something is going to be hard, you might actually increase the difficulty of being able to grasp that learning subject, that career pivot, that whatever it is. You believe it's going to be hard, and therefore it is. So now to take it into something that happened today in my day job was, I realized, in case you're wondering, this is my lunch break. Like, no one's wondering that, but that's when I shoot these things. On my lunch break, I'm not stealing time from the company. It's very important to me to do my day job with excellence and to do my moonlight gig here on YouTube with excellence as well. So what happened today, I was going to have some sort of meeting in a new area, a new kind of branch of my job duties. It was one of those unpaid promotions, right, where you roll into a big area of responsibility that's brand new, but it's something I'm interested in. I would like to spend my time on there, And here's the thing. I have this very real, tangible experience that has led me to fear that taking on this new unpaid promotion, see, that's kind of loser terminology right there, may be accurate, but dwelling on that won't help me. It won't help me as much as the thing I'm about to kind of brain trick myself. I mean, it's just a trick, right? A brain trick is a trick. So I'm going to let myself think it's going to be easy, even though I'm not aware of any pay raise and I'm not aware of any more hours in my day. In fact, I'll probably have to fight to be able to do a good job at this, and I'll have to push back and set boundaries. Boundaries feel like a fight when you are learning boundaries. So maybe I'm just in the learning process where boundaries with my various bosses feel like fights. But I'm going to have to push back at times to allow for this new area of responsibility to work for me. Like, I'm not going to be able to do it well without some time allocated to it. So I already have more than enough work to do. I'm assigned more than enough work every day. It's a 100-year-old system here that I'm helping manage and maintain. And there's always something breaking. There's unending work, right? But part of my role here is determining which work to do and alerting my supervisors to what I think needs to be done to take care of the system. And now that I've got this new wing of responsibility, I will be learning a lot of it from scratch. And yeah, it could be easy, it could be really hard. But if I go into it with the idea that it's going to be easy, and break it down even further. So that's the example. I'm not making it really gritty because it's in real time and I'm not sure I want to talk about it on this channel yet. I want to be authentic and real, but I also want to honor my employer and what's going down. So I'm careful what I talk about in real time. I think in the future I'll be more specific, and I'm probably being way overcautious even now, but you get where I'm going with this. It's not something I want to reveal too much of because I want to honor my employer. So, and philosophically, if I think the process is going to be easy, taking on these new duties, putting up the boundaries to make sure they happen, learning the technical aspects of it, and getting paid for that learning, not doing too much on my own time, though I think there's room for both. Like, you can get paid to learn, you can just learn because there's gain in it, and it's okay. But like today, I got this big hard left. Like, I'm going along, I think it's gonna be easy. I'm bolstering my confidence. It's gonna be easy, even though past experience tells me that my past experience is that a lot of things aren't easy for me when I start. School wasn't easy, basketball wasn't easy. Things that I ended up being okay at or really good were not easy. In fact, I crashed and burned a lot. So I hope that's relatable to some of you. And for all of those of you who pick things up quickly and eagerly, that's awesome too. I'm not denigrating that. That's dreamy. I wish that for everyone, right? Pick it up, pick up a new concept, get it quickly, start moving, hit the ground running. Wow, awesome. My life has not had that experience very many times. Or perhaps I've dwelled on the wrong experiences so much that I think it hasn't had that. That's a whole nother factor. Off in the weeds, here we go. But to the central point, I'm going along, and then this part of the process, the training process, changed such that I could not receive the training I thought I was going to get. And now we're back to question marks. What's going to happen? How am I going to learn this? How am I going to allocate the time? How am I going to navigate the chain of command? How am I going to represent my organization as it pertains to outside vendors? All this comes into play, and it's kind of overwhelming. Like, there's so much temptation for me to believe this is hard. This is going to be hard for me. Seth is going to struggle. Seth is going to put his best effort in. It's still going to feel like a failure for a while, and then after I crash and burn, I'm going to pick myself up and then, go from there. But I'm trying to instill this new sense of, what if it's not like that? What if it appears hard? What if it appears like failure is inevitable at first? I believe it will turn out ultimately, but what if I saved myself stress, time, effort, focus, equanimity by just believing the process will be easy. And let's play out what that could look like. Okay, I recover from the thing that happened today. I go in here in a few minutes after I shoot this video. I'm going to talk to my employer about where we go from here and who do I need to contact to to facilitate the meetings between entities to make this technology work, right? And I'm telling myself that it's going to be easy, it's going to be easy, it's going to be easy, and it's not a setup. I'm not going to fall on my face. I'm not being set up for failure, despite some of my past experiences, even here, especially here, and this employer. It's like things have happened that way, and I'm not blaming anyone. I'm being really careful not to. I'm just saying, as far as being set up for failure, I think projects get set up for failure, and I'm not casting blame, right? Projects work sometimes, and sometimes they don't. And since I haven't named my employer, I'm really not calling anyone out, right? But it's a mistake I can make. It's a mistake we all make. I at home, I'm the project manager. At home, I'm the boss. I set up things. I fail all the time. So failure is inevitable. I don't need to cast blame on anyone. But in this scenario, if I go along thinking it's going to be easy, and then I hit I hit a wall, and I have to go sideways. I call it a hard left turn. But it's like you're going along, bam, you hit a wall, and then now you're taking a 90-degree turn. And it's easy to lose momentum. That's the laws of physics, so you would lose some momentum, right? But I find I typically lose a lot of momentum, and there's that sense of dread and negativity that comes in when I hit that wall, and the thought that comes into my mind, it's my ego, right? It says, don't let that happen again. Don't let yourself feel that kind of pain, that kind of discomfort. And usually it's not even that bad. It's just new. It's like, it's a wall. I was going straight, I was going 55, and now I hit a wall. Actually doesn't hurt that bad. I'm dusting myself off. But the fact that it hurts at all, that it's unknown, and I can't go forward, now it's deep into mystery, that can cause me to not want to try and to change my belief system to life is hard. Life is hard, Seth. You do your best and you still fail. That proves something negative about you, negative about the universe, negative maybe about God, maybe about a whole bunch of things. And that wants to take up resonance in my being. And I'm just saying, no, I'm going to go back into faith, because I think this is maybe the heart of faith that I'm getting at here, and believe that it's going to be easy. And then make that turn, try to maintain speed or rebuild that speed and momentum. I was going north, I hit the wall. Now I'm going west, and I'm going 55 again. And I believe it's easy, so I push the pedal down in the analogous vehicle as it was, and I go until I run into another wall. And until that point, I believe it's easy. And I think that might be the process. I think that might be the human way that at least I can cope with things being difficult. Maintain my belief system that God is good, the universe is abundant, I can succeed, and then I can make a positive impact with my life. However short, however hard, I'm just gonna go through it believing it's easy, right? And go at each new thing. In fact, I think that's what I've been observing for a lot of people who have quote unquote beginner's luck. They go into something, believe it's going to be easy, and perhaps it's due to their past experiences and perhaps it's genetic, but I know that anyone can rewire. I think I'm experimenting, I'm postulating here that anyone could rewire their brain to think like that. It's going to be easy. It's like, you're going to the dentist. Is it going to be easy? Well, yeah, until it's not, and then you go from there, and you're like, what if my fear of going to the dentist, and I have this fear, is that it's going to be hard, it's going to be painful, it's going to be miserable, and then it might even get worse. It might be unimaginably bad, right? But what kind of energy is that, and what kind of faith is that? It's kind of too fatalistic. It's not something I want. It's not something I want to perpetuate or promulgate or burden other people with. I don't want that. I personally would not want that in a father or a leader. So I don't want to be that kind of person to the people I have in my life, my children, my wife, my employer, my coworkers, my friends, my family. I don't want to bring that energy. I want to bring the energy that I believe is going to be easy until it's not. And then I have another choice to make. And could it be that something could be so hard for so long that I could never recover and I can never have that faith again to believe it could be easy? Yeah, that could happen, right? That could happen to anybody. But why would I stay there when I don't have to? And I have been through some hard stuff. You have too. There are people watching this who have been through harder stuff than the rest of us. And I don't for a moment pretend like that didn't happen, right? You hear the sobriety, you hear this, not the sobriety, the soberness of what I'm saying. I don't pretend that death, famine, bereavement, grief, loss doesn't happen. It happens. But I'm saying maybe faith looks like believing something is easy until it isn't, and then choosing to recalibrate again, and you're just choosing actively to believe it's going to be easy, because that's what stimulates a human to do something, to shoot the 1,000 videos, to go out and practice basketball when, they're not a natural. I wasn't a natural, but I practiced until my coaches commented as a freshman in high school and said, this guy practiced on his own time. He's so diligent. He works so hard, and I really, really honor him for that. So was I a star on my team? No. Was I the MVP for one game? Yeah, I was. That can happen. Was I crazy successful? No. But I think somewhere in that process, I believed that it was worth doing. And I want to say that often comes from the belief that it's going to be easy. And that's something I will be exploring. I invite you to explore too. The belief that life is easy. See what it does to you. I'm not getting too much into the manifestation or anything like that, but I don't think it's radically different either. And I know I'll turn off a lot of people by even broaching this topic, but really, I believe that life is going to be hard, and it was true. Does that truth really benefit me or my family? I can't see that it does, so why would I want more of that? So an alternative might be stoicism or some other philosophical thing. But I'm going to explore this life is easy and just see if it doesn't make me more prosperous, more healthy, more open. And if I fall on my face, I have the opportunity, like anyone else, to get up and decide what I'm going to believe about what comes next. And that's the thing. I can't think of a better motivator than the belief that life is going to be easy to propel me to take the next step quickly and learn the next lesson, because I believe life is full of learning lessons to do things better, more proficiently, free up your resources, free up your attention, elevate your health, all these things to make a positive impact, to do better, to be more able to be with your family or your loved ones. So I could go on. I definitely need to let this go for now. So thanks. Please do like this video if you enjoy this content. Leave me some feedback. Would love to hear your take. Even if you think life is hard, I want to hear that too, because maybe there's a moment that we can explore together, change some things. Why not? All right, with that, I'm out. Have a great day.